I am a big fan of where webtoons are heading, because webtoons, unlike comic books, are these isolated stories, and you get to follow along, and they evolve, and it's like whatever ends up happening to this character, they don't like go back to a certain archetype that they first established like normal comics do. So that's why I've been getting more into webtoons. I don't know if it's just me, but recently the world, and I've had this conversation with friends, I don't think this has been like a just this year kind of thing, but over time, especially like post-COVID, I think the world's just become a sadder place. Like, don't get me wrong, do I feel bad about all these horrible things happening IRL? Yeah. And I feel so bad, and my hearts go out to everyone. But I just feel like the internet has become, at times, very doom and gloom. And I don't like it, you know? Like, I hope to spread more positivity about this. But like, I don't know. There's just this doomer mentality that's been present recently. And it's almost like if you're not doom and gloom either, we're gonna ostracize you kind of thing. It's not like a verbal thing that people are saying. It's just more of a feeling, you know? And I'm not a fan of that thinking. Like I've had a conversation with someone about it, and I'm like, I just want everyone to know there's a lot to complain about. I won't lie in life. There are a lot of gripes. There's a lot of problems that every person faces. Some people face a lot worse problems than me, probably, because I'm very privileged. But I also know people that are more fortunate than me. So it's kind of like I'm sort of in the middle here, right? But I am very blessed because I also have my own difficulties. Like, I think I injured myself at work today. So that's going to be fun dealing with tomorrow because I have to go back to work. My whole thing is I just hope that the world... I don't know. I want to encourage the world to get better by helping those in my community. Both on stream, but also in my daily life. And I was talking to someone about it because I like to joke about... Yes, I love facing these challenges because I get happy when I overcome challenges. Not true. I fucking hate challenges. I wish life was on easy mode for me. I wish I had $1 billion. I could live a lavish life and everyone around me was taken care of and we all were having a great time, you know? That's all I wish for. That's not reality. That's not how the real world works. And I'm aware of that. So what I try and do, and I do joke around about this all the time, is I try to be a little bit more... I like to be disgustingly optimistic, if that makes sense. And a lot of people have picked up on it, where I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to face this challenge. Like, we're gonna do this. Like, it's almost... It's lying to yourself in a way, because you're not happy. It's the opposite. You're really going through it. But what I'm trying to do is, when you feel way too sad, that I think is... I mean, you're still, like, it's delusional, but you're also delusional for always being pessimistic. Like, not everything is awful. You're just telling yourself that because you need to cope. Because I've been in that. I'm not calling out anyone. That's how I was growing up, is I was always sad. I was, like, always blaming someone else. It's everyone else's fault, not mine. I wish life was easier because I'm doing everything I can, you know? That's not really a good mentality to have. So something I've been working on for my mental health has always been like, okay, I'm going to try my best to be positive, even if it hurts me, you know? Even if I have to lie to myself that I'm doing good, I'm going to lie to myself because it's going to make if I am delusional and say, oh my gosh, this awful thing is great because it's going to push me to become a stronger person, you know? If you tell yourself that, you can overcome any challenge because it's putting that thought in your head and it's going to actually, truthfully, make it a little bit easier to tolerate, you know? Like doing chores. It's like, oh, I don't want to do chores. But I'm like, no, I love chores because if I do my chores, you know, my life is going to be so much easier and it won't take that much time. And it takes a lot of time and you're like miserable. But again, it's like, the mentality of lying to yourself and being... I'd rather be overly optimistic than overly pessimistic. That's it. That's it. I think that's a good way of describing it, you know? So, yeah. It also, but that's also like sort of like why I've been so into webtoons lately, especially the lit RPG genre and the cultivation genre, because it's all about that. It's about single-handedly making the world a better place based on your actions alone, you know? Being the strongest ever, being exceptional. Like, oh my gosh, how can he always be happy? How can he always have a smile on his face? How come every time he enters a room, it gets a little bit brighter, you know? That's kind of what I strive to be. And from what I've been told, I think I've been doing an okay job. And that's just my reaffirmation in that I have to keep going, you know? Because if the world is overly pessimistic, I'm going to be the one that's overly optimistic. That's how I'm going to handle it. People call me delusional, but you know who I call delusional? The people that are overly pessimistic. There we go. So, yeah. Well, what is Unk yapping about? I don't know. I'm just chilling. I'm just talking right now.